With Islam Makhachev's submission win over Dustin Poirier last Saturday at UFC 302, we are left with the question, where does Islam Makhachev go from here? Now, he said he wanted a shot at the welterweight belt, saying he wants more challenges and a chance at double champ status. Now, I think that Islam Makhachev could definitely be capable of beating Leon Edwards, but he should defend his 155 belt one or two more times before he thinks of moving up. He has a young and hungry contender in Arman who's eyeing a rematch with Makhachev after his win over former lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. I think another fight and another win over Arman would look great on Islam's title reign and overall resume, as Arman has many more years of experience in the UFC now. In their first fight, Arman managed to secure a takedown in Islam in one of their exchanges, and also managed to outstrike him, granted he landed less significant strikes. I think Arman would definitely pose more of a threat to Islam now than he did in their previous fight, as in their previous fight was Arman's debut in the UFC, and now he has many more years of experience at top level of MMA. It would be a great fight with these two, considering both these guys are great grapplers. It would be a highly competitive fight, as both guys could also strike with each other. Now, I believe this would be a tough matchup for Makhachev, because Arman can match his level of grappling, and he might be able to match his level of striking, which could give Islam some trouble. Now, if Islam was able to secure a finish, being via submission or KO, it would just show that he is levels above these current lightweights.
Now, if Islam does beat Arman, he should have another fight at lightweight, just so no one can say he doesn't deserve a shot at that welterweight title. I feel like a rematch with Charles Oliveira, if Oliveira can get a good win against a young contender, or a fight with Gamrot, would help cement Islam as the GOAT at lightweight if he were to win these fights. Most people's argument for why Makhachev is not a good lightweight champion is simply because of the fact that he has two title defenses against a 145er in Alexander Volkanovski. I feel as if this shouldn't be the case though, because in the first fight with Volk showed that he's truly a force to be reckoned with, even if he's fighting at a higher weight class than he normally fights at. I also feel a defense over Prime Volk adds much more value to Islam's title reign than just another title defense against another 155er in the top 10. Also, the reason why I keep mentioning the first fight and not the second one is solely because of the fact that Volk took that second fight on 11 days notice, had virtually no camp, and Islam had a full camp and prep, so he was ready for that fight while Volk was not. Now, with this defense over Dustin Poirier, Islam has 3 title defenses, which is the record for how many times the lightweight title has been defended. If he defends the title 2 more times against 2 more 155ers, then he will have 5 title defenses, 3 of those being against 155ers, and it'll kind of nullify that argument that he doesn't defend against 155ers. And it will cement him as the lightweight GOAT, the argument that he has more defenses than any other lightweight champion. But now moving on to the main part of this video, Makhachev moving up to 170 and getting that 170 belt.
Now, the 170 belt is on the line between Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad at UFC 304. I believe that Leon Edwards will win this fight, considering in their previous fight, Leon Edwards was working through a finish before the accidental eye poke, which caused a no contest. But regardless who I think is going to win, we will be going over both scenarios. Now, if Leon Edwards was to beat Belal Muhammad, he would be a much harder opponent for Islam to face than Belal. Leon is a great striker, and he's much bigger than Makhachev, being 2 inches taller than him and having 4 inches in reach than him too. Now, here comes the problems for Makhachev. For this Poirier fight, I believe that he would have completely walked through Leon Edwards. But his exchanges with Dustin, he was getting caught when he was rushing into the pocket. And with a guy like Leon Edwards who has much more reach than him, it'll make it easier for Leon to land those shots as Islam rushes into the pocket. This will cause problems for Makhachev, as when he tries to strike or shoot takedowns with Leon, he will be getting caught. Also, just to note, I believe if this fight did happen, Makhachev would not try to strike with Leon and would strictly try to keep the fight on the ground, where he would have a much greater advantage than Leon. This brings up another problem for him. Leon Edwards has great takedown defense. In his third fight with Kamaru Usman, he defended 11 out of 15 takedown attempts from Kamaru Usman. Even when Usman did manage to take Leon down, he failed to keep him down or do any significant amount of damage to him as he was on the ground. So stylistically, Leon Edwards is the hardest matchup for Makhachev, as he would just pick Islam apart with his striking, not let him shoot for the takedown, and even when he does get the takedown, he'll be able to get up because he is so much bigger than Islam, and Leon will not go for a finish, and he will gladly cruise to a decision, which will not allow Islam to capitalize on any mistakes Leon would make if he was going for a finish. So if Leon Edwards stays as the welterweight champion, then Islam is in for a much tougher fight than he would be if he was fighting Belal Muhammad. Now, if he did beat Leon, it would definitely move him up in the GOAT discussion, and it would elevate him to just being a GOAT of the sport rather than just being a GOAT at 155. The second scenario, and the scenario that I feel is most unlikely, is Belal Muhammad beating Leon Edwards and becoming the new welterweight champion. Now, I believe this is a much easier fight for Islam Makhachev, but there might be some out-of-octagon problems for him, which would be the fact that Belal Muhammad trains with Islam and all the other Dagestani fighters. So if he becomes the champion at 170, there might be a chance that Islam just doesn't fight him out of respect for him, training with him. But let's say Islam does still end up fighting Belal Muhammad, I believe that it would be one of the easiest fights for him, as he would walk through him fairly easily. Islam is better than Belal everywhere. He has better boxing, better wrestling, better jiu-jitsu, and better Muay Thai. I feel like if this fight were to happen, it would be a very easy fight for Islam, where he could finish Belal either with his striking or via submission. I don't really even see a path to victory for Belal Muhammad, just for the fact that his style, which is very wrestling heavy, gets completely countered by the fact that Islam is also very wrestling heavy, so Belal might just get beat where he's best at. I feel like if this fight does happen and Islam did win it, it would elevate his career for sure, being a double champion, which is something only 4 other fighters in the UFC have done. So it would boost his legacy and resume, but I feel like it wouldn't boost it as much or as heavily as if he beat Leon Edwards for that 170 title. Well, those are my thoughts on where Islam could go after defending his lightweight title for the 3rd time against Dustin Poirier. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And comment below who you think Islam is going to fight next. Whether he's earned that 170 title shot yet, or he still has to face a couple more lightweights before he's earned a chance to move up. And as always, thanks for watching.